could see people that were like at their retirement age, and they would be like, they would be happy enough with their job. But that's because they would just settle for less. And they would be like, oh, I just have 2 more years to go and I'm retired and my life can start. And I would be like, that's my worst nightmare. I don't want a life like this. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Dominika coming to you live on Facebook once again. Today we got Transformation Tuesday. Transformation Tuesday. And the story that I'm about to share with you today, it's so powerful, and I can guarantee that so many of you will get inspired by it. So I'm super excited because I am going to share with you the exact moment when I stopped playing small. And this moment helped me quit my 9 to 5 and become fully self-employed. So if you are joining me live, say hello in the comments. If you are watching me on a replay, give me a hashtag replay. I am so excited to have you here. And just before I begin, I'll give a moment for those of you who want to join live to join me live. But I want to say this. If you are new here and you have never seen me live, and this is the first live video you come across, I have decided to create a series of live videos. Monday to Friday, I'll be going live here on Facebook at this exact time, which is 11 a.m. UK time. You can convert it yourself. I know you're smart enough. But 11 a.m. UK time, I'll be coming live to you Monday to Friday for the next few weeks, sharing with you some of the best tips and tricks, how to change your life, change your business, from my experience, from my knowledge, my wisdom. So I know that this thing is going to be so powerful. It's going to be a powerful series. You want to be a part of it. If you can join me live, you can mark your calendars so that you can join me live. And if the time difference is too much, you can always watch the replays. They will be available for a limited amount of time, but you are more than welcome to watch them, because I know that these topics are life-changing. You're basically getting coached by me absolutely free during these live videos. So, hello everyone who is jumping on. I am so excited to have you here today. Say hello in the comments when you're jumping on. Let me know that you can hear me, that everything is good, and let's get started. Today I want to share with you the story of how I quit my 9 to 5 and the exact moment, the exact time when I made the decision and a commitment to do it, and what drove me to that decision. So let me give you some backstory first. Hello, hi Marta. So basically in 2022, I got a job in customer service, and I worked as a customer service agent on a phone, on a call center, okay? And I hated the job. I mean, it was so stressful. I hated it because it was so busy. But, I had to pay the bills. And also, this was a minimum wage job, by the way. Minimum wage. It was a work from home, so it worked for me. But I hated the job. I didn't like the customer service job. And I was really praying to God that one time, I was like, God, can you send me a new job? One that will pay me better than this one? Like, I really want to get out of that place. And what happened next was something crazy, because somebody from another company reached out to me on LinkedIn. And they were like, we like your profile, we like your CV, we like, your profile, your experiences and everything. Are you looking for a new job? Because we would like to hire you for a role that will be back office in our company. And I was like, well, send me the details. And they were like, yeah, so this is the details. Let me know if you want to apply. And I was like, let's do it. It was a no-brainer because I really wanted to get out of this customer service job. So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. So I applied for it. I still had to go through the interview and everything. But at the back of my mind, all this time, I was thinking like, this job is already mine. It's already done. because those people want me. They reached out to me, okay? But I had to go through this process and everything naturally. So I did. And I went through the interview and everything, and I got the job. And they offered me almost 10,000. It was like 9,500 something or 600 something. I don't remember exactly. But it was almost 10,000 more than the previous job. Okay? 10,000 higher salary than the previous job. And I was like, okay, let's go for it. And this job was a proper corpo job at an office. And bear in mind, I never wanted to work in this kind of environment in my life. But I was like, you know what? I feel like this will be a good opportunity. It might open new doors for me. Like, I'm gonna take it. And also, I really wanted to get out of that customer service job, you know, because I hated being on the call center and people shouting at me. You know, I learned some great skills in there, but I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I was like, I know I'm ambitious enough. I know I deserve more. So I'm gonna go and get something better. During that time, I felt like my best case scenario is going for this corporate job. Yeah, the pay was great, right? I mean, it was really good. It allowed me to live quite comfortably. And this job you could say it looked great on paper because, you know, I had a good enough salary. The position was back office. I didn't have like a manager that would micromanage me or anything like that. But at the time, so this was 2023 already. And I was like going through depression and I didn't like my life. I was really unhappy. I was really struggling. I mean, the job that I was doing wasn't giving me any joy because it was so repetitive. I mean, I felt like a computer that's dying, slowly dying. I was clicking things on my computer like as if I would be a robot. And this position didn't allow me to grow at all. It didn't allow me to learn anything new. I mean, I used to sit there and figure out ways in order to make my job easier. And I'm this kind of person that I always figure out ways to make things easier. So let me tell you a little bit about this job, right? Just so you can have a clear vision as to what I was doing. The job that I got was in billing department, kind of billing department, customer solutions to be exact, but I was correcting errors that came in when the bills are issued to customers of gas and electricity. I used to focus on gas, but I would, so basically the way that it works is a computer generates a bill for the customers, but sometimes there is some kind of error that prevents the bill from going out to the customer. So I would correct those errors. And the way that I was trained by a certain individual, she was an amazing woman, but she was there for a very long time. So she was used to doing things a certain way. And she didn't really explore different options to make it easier. So what I had to do, each task was called a case. Okay. So each case would take a certain amount of time to complete. And I mean, I was so bored out of my head, and I always like to improve the way I work, figure out ways to make things easier. I would take a case that literally was like the amount of time that it would take you to solve it would be about half an hour. By the way, this woman showed me to do it, half an hour. And I reduced those kind of cases to be able to do them in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, okay? Because I'm not the kind of person that I show up and I'm here to just do my job. Let me just do this. And I don't care. I'm only here for a paycheck. Like, I always care about what I do. Okay? So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is to show you that I really gave my all to this job. I mean, I gave my life, I gave my heart. I really wanted to improve the system for me, for the people to come, like for everybody, to have the job done easier. Okay, that's why I was doing it, because that's the person I am. I am very hardworking and I always want to give my all. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. Even whenever I got paid minimum wage, I still got promoted because I went above and beyond, you know. But at this job, I really, really gave my all. But the job was so repetitive and so easy for me at that point that I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, I couldn't take it. I felt so depressed. Like, I hated it. And in June 2023, God came to me and changed my life. I gave my life over to God and He really took me out of this depression. And I believed that He kept me here for a reason, to share my story and to help other people change their lives. But at that point, I didn't really know what that means, how I'm gonna be able to do it. I didn't really understand the capacity of what God wants me to do. And of course, at this moment, I still don't see the whole vision, because I have to go to the next levels. But the point is, at the time, I had no idea what I'm gonna do. I had no connections and nothing like this. Like, I didn't know how you could work online. I didn't know any of this, but I felt a calling that this is what I'm meant to do. But at the time, I didn't know how to do this at all. So I was still at my corporate 9-to-5 job and I hated it. And to the point that I would sit at my kitchen table almost every single day, crying my eyes out, having a mental breakdown, saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. Like, I don't want this kind of life. There has to be more out of life. And at that point, I already started publishing my own books through Amazon KDP. I didn't make a lot of money through it, but there was a little bit of income coming in every single month. Okay. But I already at that point published about maybe 15 of my books, different notebooks and stuff like that. And I knew that I am ambitious enough to go to another level and to get a better position, especially at the job that I was doing. Okay. Isn't it pretty self-explanatory that I was giving my all to the job that I was in, and I wanted to progress higher? They could see the potential. They were giving me so many compliments, by the way. They were telling me, I never worked with a better person than you. This is what I would hear daily. I wish I could multiply you, Dominika, because the way that you work, it's amazing. I wish I had only people like you on my team. That's what my team lead would tell me. That's what the management would tell me. Every single day, pretty much. They would be like, I don't know how you do it. Like, you're amazing. But that's where the recognition stopped. All they did was tell me compliments, and I'm like, thank you very much, but now what are we doing? Like, what's the next step? Because if you clearly see I am ambitious, I am capable, and I improve the work for everybody, surely you should think about, from the business perspective, you would think that they would promote me to some kind of higher position, right? Because that's what I expected. I expected for them to offer me some kind of higher role, and I even asked for it. So I wasn't just waiting for it to happen for me. I talked with my manager. We had like meetings every second week or so, just to talk about my progress and everything. And I would tell him, this job, like, it's too easy for me. And this might sound crazy to you, because some people are like, no, I just rather sit quiet and do the bare minimum. No, I want to grow. I wanted to have a better salary, and I wanted to have more out of life. I didn't want to be at this job. I already learned enough. I felt like I was dying every single day. It was so boring. I absolutely hated it. So if a manager would care about what I said, he would say, okay, let's look at the options that we have, right? And one time, a job opportunity came along. Okay? a job opportunity came along. I don't remember what position it was, but I had the skills and qualifications for that role. Without a doubt. I knew that I am capable of doing this job. And yes, like, let me tell you, like, I knew that I could get this job. Like, no doubt, okay? But the way that it worked was that you had to get like your manager's approval in order to apply for a new role. So I reached out to my manager and he was brand new, so he wasn't really sure how that works. So I said to him like, you know, I would like to apply for this role. I have the skills qualifications. Could you give me the approval to apply for it? And he was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So he was quite nice. You know, he was a lovely person. He was like, yeah, like for sure I can, but let me just talk to, you know, the senior manager, because I don't know how this works exactly. So I have to find out how to approve you and everything. So I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough. That's no worries. You go ahead, talk to her, and then you let me know. Okay. So I think it was the same day, he reaches out to me and he's like, can we have a quick call? I'm like, yeah, sure. I get on the call with him and he's like, yeah, so it's great that you want to apply for this role and everything. Like, you know, when it comes to my point of view on it, you can go ahead like and apply for it 100%. But I just spoke to the senior manager and she told me that you cannot apply for this job because you have to be at least 2 years in your role in order to apply for the next. And I was like, what? I never heard such a thing. How does that even make sense from a business perspective? And he says, look, I'm really sorry. Like if it was up to me, I would tell you, like, go ahead, apply for it. And he was asking the senior manager as well. And he said like, but I don't understand it, because if Dominika has the skills and qualifications for this role, why can she not apply for it? And she was like, well, that's just the company policy. Can you believe that? Company policy doesn't allow the people to progress. If somebody is an amazing worker and they tell you every single day, even the senior manager had a meeting with me and she told me, she is so surprised and amazed by my work ethic. She doesn't know how I do it. This is the feedback I received, guys. And I couldn't apply for that role because apparently I had to be 2 years in one position in order to progress to the next. And in my head, I was counting the years. Right? I started counting the years, how many years it would take me in order to get, for example, to a position like senior manager. It would take me at least like 6-8 years. And I was like, in my head, thinking, I am done with you guys. Because I don't have time to be waiting 8 to 10 years to get paid well and to progress in my life. Because if I am capable now, surely from a business perspective, you would expect that they'll be like, no, but this person, it's exceptional, because that's what they told me. It's not that I'm saying it because I think I'm the best. They genuinely told me this on a daily basis, that they want to multiply me because of the way I work, because of the person I am. So surely you would expect that they will be like, this person is way too good for this role. How life change, like how much will our business benefit from her being on a higher position? That's how I would run a business. Right? But no, I couldn't apply for this role. And at that point, I was like, I have to figure out a way to quit, because number one, if I apply internally, for this job, when I am already employed by the company and I apply for higher roles, they're gonna tell me, you need 2 years to get promoted. Bullshit, by the way. Because in my previous role, the customer service job that I told you about, I worked 3 months on the call center. 3 months answering phone calls. And they seen how amazing I work and how good I was at it. They promoted me to a higher position, back office position in the same company. So it is a total lie and bullshit that you cannot get promoted only if, like, you can only get promoted if you're somewhere a certain time. So I was like, I seen it with my own eyes. This is such a bullshit policy. I was so annoyed, you can imagine. I was like, I need to figure out a way to quit this job because, number one, if I apply internally, they're gonna tell me this. But if I quit and I apply for jobs externally, I can get the role, right? Because they can't tell you, you haven't been here 2 years to apply for this. So in my eyes, I was like, if I quit, I'll be able to even apply for a role, right? But I was like, in general, I was like, I don't see myself working at this kind of environment all my life. I hated it. I could see people that were like at their retirement age and they would be like, they would be happy enough with their job. But that's because they would just settle for less. And they would be like, oh, I just have 2 more years to go and I'm retired and my life can start. And I would be like, that's my worst nightmare. I don't want a life like this, So, one second. So I was like, I need to figure out a way. And like I told you, I was already publishing books, but I wasn't making a lot of money through it. It wasn't enough for me to quit. But my life went on and I kept working and I started asking God to show me the way to quit my full-time job because I know I deserve more. I know you kept me here for a reason, God, because he took me out of suicidal thoughts. Like I genuinely wouldn't be alive here right now if it wasn't for him. So I was like, I know you kept me here for a reason, to help others to get out of depression, anxiety, to help people improve their businesses. Like, I know you kept me here, but how am I supposed to do it? So I started developing myself a bit more. Personal development, like I bought courses and everything. And it was around April 2024. And I went to Alicante with my fiance and we were there on a holiday and we were staying on the beach. And at that time, I had an opportunity to, invest in my learning, to learn how to become a coach. And I was like really thinking about it and really feeling like this is my calling. I was like, I really feel like God wants me to pursue that. And that course cost over 3,000, by the way. That course was 3,000, more than 3,000. So it wasn't a small investment. So I was like hesitating. Should I go for that course? Should I not go for that course? Like, what am I supposed to do? But there, when I was in Alicante on the beach, I went for a swim and I made a commitment that I am going to become a coach and I am going to be helping people with mindset and inner work. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. But God, if you are giving me an opportunity to do it, and if you are telling me to go for it, I am going to go for it. And literally I was swimming in the, I was swimming and I was like, God, I want to do this. I'm ready for it. It is time. But you show me how to do it. You show me how to do it. You guide me. We become business partners. You show me what to do because I have no idea. And I was swimming and laughing my head off, speaking with God when I was swimming. Genuine conversation. Like, I don't know if you guys believe in this stuff, but truly, let me tell you, like, I had a full-on conversation with God. I was like going back and forth. God, will you guide me through it? He was like, yes, go for it. And I was like, I am gonna make the decision. So we came back from Alicante and everything, and I bought the course. And it was so scary. I invested so much money into this. But at that point, I made a commitment that this is what I'm gonna do in life, as well as publish my books. I made a commitment that this is gonna be life-changing for me and for everyone else, and that I am gonna make it happen no matter what. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if I'm scared, even if I never invested like into a mindset coach that much before, you know? So I was like, I am gonna make a commitment to make the most out of it. And I'm gonna make it happen. So at that point, I was like, I am gonna do it. And you know what else I did? So I started learning already from that coach. You know, there was some pre-recorded material, so I started learning. And I was, in the meantime, any chance I got, I was still working full time. Any chance I got, I would put my earphones in, work at that computer like a computer myself, feeling like I'm slowly dying and fading away at that job, but I had hope that better days are coming. And any chance I got, any chance I got, guys, like any second I had during my day, I plugged into something motivational, into my coaching program, like everything that could help me to change my life and to go after this life of my dreams and that calling that God planted in my heart, that vision. So I would listen to motivational speakers. I would listen to so many things. Any chance I got. When I was working and I didn't have to talk to anyone, I would earphones, tune out the world, like, you know, I would just listen to it. When I would be cleaning, when I would be cooking, when I would be on the bus to work, when I would be walking, any second I had, I found the time. Because when you want to do something, you find the time. You just have to commit to it. Okay? And so I started doing that course. And I felt like I am gonna quit my job really, really soon. But when you tell yourself soon, sometimes, you know, it could take you years, and that's totally fine. But I decided to take a leap of faith. And in around June of 2024, I made a commitment that by the 1st of September that year, I am gonna quit my full-time job and become fully self-employed. This was in around May, June, I made this commitment. Okay? In June, I handed in my notice. I handed in my notice to my full-time job, telling them I quit. My last day of work will be like 30th of August, 2024. And I had no idea how I'm gonna make it happen. I had no idea where I'm gonna get the money from, how it's gonna happen. I had no idea. But I figured out that if I save every single little bit that I can, I'll have enough money to go about 3 months self-employed without having to worry about money at the start. That's what I figured out. That if I save enough money, I'll have enough, just enough for all the bills. Like I calculated it to the dot. Okay? And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. So in June, I made a total commitment to go after the life of my dreams. This was the exact moment I decided I am done playing small. When they told me I can't apply for a better job because I'm not here long enough. When they used to tell me all these compliments that I am amazing, that I am so smart, that they never worked with a better person than me. There were people telling me, in 25 years that I am here, I never met a person like you. Surely that had to mean something, right? But they didn't care. They just didn't care. So I was like, you know what? Screw you guys. I am gonna make it happen for myself. And what kept me going was the thought that one day I'm gonna be successful. I might end up on a billboard somewhere. It hasn't happened yet, but it can happen. The sky isn't even the limit. I was like, one day I'm gonna be successful. I'll be financially free. Living in the house of my dreams. I'm in a villa with a swimming pool. I will start charities. I have so many beautiful dreams and visions for my life. And one day I'll be there. And they are gonna be still in the same place. They're gonna be still in the same positions or maybe slightly higher. And you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna have 5 minutes of happiness saying, like when they will see me on a billboard or in the newspaper, they will have like 5 minutes of happiness saying, I used to work with that woman. And I know that it might sound, like a little bit harsh, but I was like, that's what I'm gonna use to motivate me. Because they didn't see the value I was bringing. Like they saw it to an extent, but they didn't care about it. They didn't care about the fact that like I could genuinely change their business. Because the way I work, when I commit to something, I make it happen. And they seen it, they complimented me on it, but they didn't care about acting on it. So I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I understand. I can see now that I am meant for more out of this life. I am meant for more, and God has so many beautiful plans for my life. He doesn't want me to have this kind of job anyway. Do I want it? No. So why would I stay? So I said to myself, I'm gonna do everything that I can. Everything in my power in order to quit. And I made that commitment, like I said to you, in June 2024, I gave in my notice that I am quitting my job, and by the 1st of the 9th, 2024, I am gonna be fully self-employed. And guess what? I was working my ass off. Any chance I got, lunchtime, anything, like any time I would work from home, I would hustle, I would like work on my phone and everything, like tune into something motivational, work on new books. And I made it happen because my sales started picking up, through Amazon KDP. And I saved enough money and I was like, I'm doing it. There is no going back. Like I am doing it no matter what. Things will fall into place. I trust that things will fall into place. I said, God, I feel you are calling me to do it. So I am gonna do it, but you show me. And during those times, it was difficult. To motivate myself was one thing. To get it done, another thing. And to make it work, like to make it sell, was another thing altogether. Like it was all new to me, But I made a commitment and I said, I am gonna do it. And so I did it. And now I am fully self-employed and I sell my own books on Amazon KDP. By now I published 53 different books. This was in a matter, like I started publishing books in 2023. And by now I have 53 books. That's how much time I committed to it. On top of that, I created programs. On top of that, I coach people. On top of that, like I do so many things. Why? How do I get the time for it? It's because I make a commitment. I make a commitment that I am gonna make it happen, and I do it no matter what. No matter what. Even when I didn't feel like it, even whenever I had a toothache, even whenever I had a headache, and I struggled with my health throughout those times. And I spoke about it, previously as well. Like if you listen to some of my other live videos, you probably heard. I struggled big time. But I was like, no, I am committed. And right now, I am even more committed. So, in life, you will have those times where you might have to make a difficult decision that will change your life entirely, and it will be uncomfortable. It's gonna be one of those times that you are gonna be scared, so scared. You are gonna be terrified. You're not gonna know the next step. You are not gonna know it. But this is probably your calling. When something lights up so much fire in your stomach, and especially when you pray about it. I mean, I believe in God. And I know that so many people that listen to me, you also are believers, because naturally God brought you to me. God brought me to you. Like, it's spiritual. In a world of billion peoples, how come you came across me? This is not an accident. This is not, you know what I mean? This is not a coincidence. But anyways, you will make a commitment. When you make a commitment to something that terrifies you, and you pray about it, and in your soul you feel like this is exactly what I'm meant to do, then this is exactly what you're meant to do. Even if you don't know the few steps, even though you don't know how you're gonna make it happen, if you trust in yourself, and most importantly, if you trust in God, because if you try to do it alone, you will struggle big time. When you give it to God and you say, God, show me that vision, He already has it all figured out, and He's gonna guide you. I mean, the ideas that come to my head, they are beyond me. And anytime I trusted my intuition, which is God speaking to me, those were the best ideas that I had. So you know what I'm talking about. You definitely know what I'm talking about. When you trust your intuition, this is God speaking to you. And God tells you to move. God tells you to go. God tells you to speak to this person today. God tells you to make this kind of post. God tells you create this kind of program. God tells you to quit your full-time job even though you don't have resources for it. Like, God will make the way for you. 100%. This is the cool thing, guys. Like, we don't have to do it alone. And of course, there is other people that can support you as well. I mean, like, there is God, there is, like, you know, people like me who can support you, and this is a beautiful thing. There's always support that you can get, people you can learn from. But I would like to ask you today, where in your life are you still shrinking? Because whenever I was working at this corporate job, 9 to 5, I had a good enough salary and everything, but I was putting myself in a box. And they were also trying to put me in a box in a way as well, right? Because they were like, you can't apply for this role because you haven't been here 2 years. And in order to apply for the next role, you have to be also 2 years in that role. And then 2 years in that role. And then 2 years in that one. So I almost shrunk myself to fit into that box that they wanted to put me in. So you might be going through this as well. Something similar, you know? So I would like to ask you, where in your life are you shrinking? Where are you playing small? Because maybe you are putting yourself in a box right now. You don't share your full story, maybe. Maybe you are afraid to post what you're doing online. Maybe you're making yourself small so that people like you. Maybe you don't express yourself the way you talk on a daily basis. And I mean, a lot of us start like this, you know, we are uncomfortable. Like, I used to kind of hold back as well. But now I learned that the more authentic I am, the more I claim the voice of my power back, I can see that this kind of content is transformational for others. This kind of stuff, it's so deep. Whenever I go on a deep level, I don't hold back. I share every single contemplation and thought that I had. This is when people say, that was powerful. So where in your life are you shrinking? Where in your life are you shrinking? Maybe you're a kind of person that you feel like you don't deserve more. Maybe you are putting yourself down by saying certain things over your life. Like a lot of people, even let me give you an example, okay? A lot of people, especially women who are mothers, you could be saying like, I'm just a mom. You're not just a mom. You're a creator of life. That's number one. Number two, there's always more you can become. But are you putting yourself in a box by being just a mom? You know, this is so powerful whenever you look at your life from a perspective of like, I'm not gonna shrink myself because for example, I wanna tell you this, like you might be a mom and a lot of people in this world are like, I am a mom and that's about as good as it gets. And it's beautiful to have children. It's beautiful to create life. I mean, women are freaking incredible. Like we can create life, you guys. But where in your life maybe you said to yourself like, I was created to be a mom and I don't believe I can do more than that. That's where it gets dangerous. Because it's beautiful to be a mom, a stay-at-home mom and raise your children, but maybe you feel like you want a little bit more. Maybe you feel like there is something you are called to do. Coach people, share products, start a business, start a charity. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you could be playing small by saying certain things about yourself, or you might be shrinking yourself down by saying stuff like, I don't know enough yet. How could I share stuff? Like, I'm not that smart. Everybody is smart in their own way. So where in your life are you shrinking yourself? And another question I want to ask you, what else, what are you tolerating because it's safe? What are you tolerating because it's safe? So for example, I was tolerating my full-time job because that was safe. It was safe for me to have a stable income. Everybody around me was saying, stay at that job. It's good to have a stable job, especially when it's given by the government. What else could you want out of life? This is amazing. This is safe. And I had to tolerate it. I was tolerating it and playing small because of the beliefs that other people planted in my head. 1 second. I used to tolerate it. I didn't like it. I used to tolerate it because I felt like I have no other choice but to tolerate it. So what's that one thing that you tolerate in your life because it's safe? You don't want to do the uncomfortable thing. And finally, another question I want to ask you. Whose vision are you living right now? Are you living the vision that you have, that God planted in your heart? Or are you living the vision of somebody else for your life? Because in life, we will have people that will say, this isn't good, you shouldn't be doing this, do not quit your full-time job, do not start a business. In this economy, nobody is gonna buy from you. People will always say something. People will always say something. They will say, oh, but like, for example, for me, okay, like I am 27 and I don't have children yet. And people tell me, you should start having kids right now because it doesn't get any easier. You should start a family. Like, why? Why you don't do it yet? So you see, people will always have a vision for your life. But you have to stick to your vision and the one that God planted in your heart. Because that's what's going to make you happy. That's what's going to make you fulfilled. And that's what's going to get you to where you want to be in life. We have one life. Why would we want to live it the way somebody else tells us to? So look at your life and think about what's your vision for your life. Where do you see yourself? If there was no limits, I'm talking there is no limits, unlimited amount of income, unlimited amount of connections, where do you see yourself? Because when you have this vision, God certainly planted these visions in your heart, probably. Let's speak the truth. That's ridiculous now. I had mine first in 39. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. People are telling me like, it's not gonna get any easier for you. You should start having kids right now. And I'm like, thank you very much. I am okay. I have a different vision right now. There's still gonna be time for me to have kids. Some people don't even want to have kids, and that's totally fine too. Life isn't just about reproduction, right? Like, you know, it's beautiful to bring life into this life, and like, it's beautiful becoming a parent, but it's not my priority right now. And some people don't want to understand it. For them, the priority was to start a family, and that's fine. But for me, I don't want to do that for now. And that's totally fine as well. But people will tell you ridiculous things. People will tell you like, you're too old to start a business. Like, why? Why would you even want that? You don't know anything about business. How could you even do it? People will tell you loads of things. People will even tell you things from experience. I tried to have a business. I started a business and it failed for me. People will tell you this to scare you. But the thing is, like, because you failed, that doesn't mean I will fail. Even if I fail, so what? We get one life. Why wouldn't I try? You know what I mean? Like, people will tell you things like, no, stick to a stable job. I hear it all the time. I had big plans. I mean, like, when I quit my full-time job, I was working on different things simultaneously. I was building the coaching business. I was like publishing new books. I was creating a new program to help other people publish books and all this stuff. And people used to tell me, you're doing too much. You're doing too much right now. I don't think this is a good idea for you to do this right now. You're starting too many things at once. Because they had a different vision for me. But I was like, no. And I was stubborn. That's what you have to do. You have to be stubborn. The same way when we were a child and we wanted a bloody ice cream, we were stubborn. And we most of the time got it, right? So when you want to build the life of your dreams, you have to also be stubborn and say to yourself, no, I am doing it. I am gonna get it. And eventually it will work out for you. So, whose vision are you living? Whose vision are you gonna be living moving forward? Yours or somebody else's? Because I choose to live that vision that God planted in my heart. Because that's the vision that will come true. And that's your deepest dreams. Because God cares about our dreams and He planted many beautiful dreams in our hearts. He gave us the ability to dream, not just to daydream and to be in the clouds, but to make it happen, you know, to start things. So this is the beautiful thing. And I want to say to you this. If God gave you the vision, He will also give you the provision. So, if God gave you a vision for your life, He's going to provide the resources. He's going to provide the money. He's going to provide the connections. He's going to provide the people. He's going to provide. But you have to do the uncomfortable first. And when you commit yourself to doing something uncomfortable, I mean, like the same way as me. In April, I made a decision. I am done playing small. You guys don't deserve me. You guys don't value me the way I deserve to be valued. You don't care about the person that I am. I am done. And then I made it happen. So I didn't know how that's gonna work, but God gave me the vision. I followed it through the uncomfortable things, big money investments, you know? And I did the uncomfortable, and that's what you gotta do. If God is telling you, if you feel like something in your soul, like this is the next step I need to take in order to change my life, that's what you gotta do. even if it costs you money, even if it costs you time. Of course, you have to be mindful, like not everything is worth your time. Not everything is worth your time, right? But if you feel like, especially if you pray about it, I mean, this is deeper than you. If you have a huge vision for your life, you gotta pray about it. You gotta connect to your soul, because your soul knows what's that next step you gotta take. So if you ask God for the vision and you tell him, show me how to do it, and he tells you, do this, and you feel very uncomfortable, but you know that is the right thing to do, then this is what you are meant to do. And it's difficult. This is why personal development is so important. Because without it, you don't move forward. You don't have that fire to go, so it's important to push yourself. It's important to push yourself and to learn from others that already got somewhere where you wanna go. That's the beauty of it. Like, we don't have to do it alone. We have God to support us. We have people to support us. You don't only have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from other people's mistakes. Like, I share stories with you and you can learn from me. How cool is that? You get more wisdom than you would ever get on your own. That's why it's powerful to learn from others. So, you guys, after hearing my story, I hope that you are inspired, motivated, and fired up to stop playing small. And I want you to make a commitment today to stop playing small. So if you are done playing small, drop me in the comments a fire emoji. A fire emoji, let me see the fires. If you are done playing small, if you are committed to your business, to changing your life, and you are done playing small, drop me fires in the comments. Go on, drop me those fires, because I know that this is making a commitment is the number one step in order to change your life. If you are committed, the same way I didn't know how I'm gonna make it happen, but I said, I am gonna make it happen. I was stubborn. I made a commitment. So I did it. So that's what you gotta do. You have to make the commitment. Also, I would like to take the opportunity to tell you this. Some of you already know about this, but some of you are new to my world. So I absolutely love coaching people and changing their lives, helping them change their lives through mindset, through inner work, moving on through traumas and stuff like that. And if you like what I'm about, you would like to learn more from me on a one-on-one basis, like you would like to work closely with me, I would love to invite you to a consultation so that we can explore working together. You can find out if I'm the right coach for you. If you would like to book this kind of consultation with me, drop me a message. Tell me I would like to book a consultation with you for your private one-on-one coaching, and I'll be more than happy to schedule a free call with you so that we can discuss the opportunity to work together and see if you would like to move forward and get coached by me privately. Because why private coaching is great. These kind of videos that I share here are amazing. They're powerful, and I'm 100% sure that if you came across my videos, you were meant to find it, like 100%. But the one-on-one coaching is even more powerful because we work closely in relation to what you really need help with. Whatever it is, attracting clients, building a business, like all of this stuff, I can help you with it. Moving on from traumas, you have certain blocks, we can work through that. And one-on-one setting, it's usually the best place to start because you will get the help you need that's tailored to you. So if you would like to book a call with me, just drop me a message, say I would like to book a consultation, and I'll be more than happy to share with you my schedule and we can book this call. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you found my story inspiring and really make a commitment to stop playing small. And if you already have a story as to maybe a few years back or a few months back, you made a commitment that you're no longer going to play small, remind yourself of this story. bring this story back to life again, because this story is gonna help you move forward. You know, because one story happens, then again you will play, you know, you will stop playing small to a certain extent, then you will make another commitment to stop playing small again, and you will grow and grow and grow. So if you have a story, you're more than welcome to share it here in the comments if you like. And if you have a story, remind yourself of it. And if you do not have this story yet, create one. Create one today. Make a commitment that you're done playing small, and your life is gonna change. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I just wanted to say to you that tomorrow we have Wealth Wednesday. So this is gonna be really, really fun. It's about money, it's about mindset, about passive income streams. So you will want to be there. So like I said before, all of the live streams are happening at 11 a.m. UK time. You can convert it yourself to your time zone, but do show up live if you wanna ask me questions, because live it's always best. You know, the replays are amazing too, but if you can make it live, that's even better. The replays will be available for a limited amount of time after. But if you would like to learn more from me on a regular basis, this is free coaching. You know, I'm giving this away for free. Mark your calendars, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you, everybody. I truly appreciate all of your time. Make sure to take the next minutes, the next, 10 to 15 minutes to explore, think about those questions I asked you. Where are you still shrinking? Where are you still playing small? What are you tolerating because it's safe? And whose vision are you living? Okay, make sure you contemplate and think about this. Journal if you need to, but take a moment to really, even what I like to do after master classes sometimes is to lie down and close my eyes and really think about what I listened to take, all this information in, to, tidy it up in my mind. And then you can ask God, what would you like me to take away from this? And you can ask yourself, what do I want now? Ask yourself those questions, think about it, and that's going to bring you to that next level. You are so welcome. Thank you, everybody, so much. I truly appreciate you. For those of you who watched me live, you are the best. You are amazing. Thank you for having me. And it was so awesome. Those of you who are watching on a replay, give yourself a thumbs up, well done, a pat on the back for showing up, because this is a great commitment to watch this kind of things. This is a #1 step to change your life. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. If you know anybody who would benefit from today's message, please share it with them. And I will see you tomorrow for Wealth Wednesday. Bye.